The world of late-night TV was shaken recently when Stephen Colbert's show got canceled. This wasn't just a small change, it sent waves through the whole late-night industry. Suddenly, everyone started wondering what would happen next. If one big name like Colbert can be cut, what about the others? This includes Jimmy Fallon, who's been a familiar face on NBC for years, and his comments have sent shockwaves among the celebrities. Did Fallon make the right comment to criticize the decision of CBS, and if so, how big of an impact will his colleagues and rivals have on this entire matter? Jimmy Fallon didn't shy away from the topic. On his show, he made a line that caught everyone's attention. He said, "I'm your host, at least for tonight," and added, "I could be next."
I am your host, well, at least for tonight.
Now, was he joking? Or was this a real hint about what's going on behind the scenes? People started talking about it a lot. That simple phrase showed how even someone like Fallon might feel a bit unsure in today's fast-changing TV world. What's interesting is that Fallon still has a contract with NBC that runs until 2028. So why would he say something like that now? Contracts are supposed to give hosts security, but TV is changing so fast that even long contracts might not mean much anymore. In recent years, some other famous hosts like Conan O'Brien were let go earlier than expected. So maybe Fallon is just being honest about the reality of the business. This situation is also connected to some past problems Fallon faced. Back in 2023, there were reports about issues with workplace culture on Fallon's show. Those stories didn't go away quietly. Plus, Fallon's ratings have been compared with other late-night stars like Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel. Networks are looking at numbers and costs very closely now. With streaming growing fast, TV bosses want to make sure their shows bring in viewers and money. Even with all this pressure, Fallon showed solidarity with his fellow hosts. He was part of a special tribute to Colbert when his show ended. This moment showed that the late-night hosts are more connected than ever, supporting each other as the TV landscape shifts. But for Fallon, being seen as the safe host might soon be tested in new ways. Fans and media have been buzzing about Fallon's "I could be next" comment. Some think he was just making a nervous joke to lighten the mood. Others wonder if he's really worried about losing his spot. Is NBC pushing for big changes to keep up with modern audiences? And is Fallon caught in the middle of this struggle? Late-night TV is facing huge changes. The audience is spreading out across different platforms. More people watch short, funny clips on TikTok and YouTube instead of full TV shows. Could Fallon's words be a clever way to say that the whole late-night format is under pressure, not just him? This story isn't just about one host. It's about how TV is changing and what that means for the shows we all love to watch. Jimmy Fallon's future might seem secure on paper, but in reality, no one knows what's really next. After that bold comment from Jimmy Fallon, the conversation really heats up when we look at what's happening behind the scenes. Even though Fallon has a contract until 2028, the TV world isn't what it used to be. Networks like NBC are under a lot of pressure to keep viewers, especially younger audiences who often skip traditional TV and watch short videos online instead. And this means even big stars have to prove they can keep their show fresh and popular. Fallon's show has faced some tough moments recently. In 2023, there were reports about problems with how the show was run. These reports made some viewers and insiders question whether the environment on the set was healthy. This kind of news can hurt a show's reputation and put pressure on the host and the network. Plus, ratings are everything in TV. Fallon's numbers have dropped compared to other late-night hosts. Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel have been pulling in more viewers. When ratings fall, networks start thinking hard about their options. It's not just about how funny or talented a host is, it's about who can bring in the most eyeballs and advertising money. At the same time, the entire late-night world is changing. More people are watching comedy and talk shows on YouTube, TikTok, or streaming services. These platforms are fast, easy, and free to watch anytime. That's a big challenge for traditional shows that air at night and depend on live viewers. Fallon has tried to stay connected with fans by joining big moments with other hosts. For example, when Colbert's show ended, Fallon was there to support him. This shows that the late-night hosts are like a team, facing changes together. But it also shows Fallon understands the competition is real, and he needs to keep up. Fans and media have noticed Fallon's "I could be next" line as a sign of the times. Some see it as humor, Fallon poking fun at himself and the tough TV business. Others take it more seriously, wondering if he really feels his job could be at risk. Networks like NBC are constantly thinking about how to stay relevant, and sometimes that means big changes, which could include replacing hosts. Looking ahead, late-night TV might look very different in just a few years. We might see fewer big network shows and more short clips online. Hosts like Fallon may need to adapt or risk losing their audience. His comment might be a small hint that even the biggest names are feeling the pressure to change. This isn't just about Fallon, it's about the whole future of TV and entertainment. How will late-night shows survive in a world where people want faster, easier, and more flexible ways to watch? Fallon's words remind us that nothing is guaranteed, and the entertainment world is always changing. The uncertainty surrounding Jimmy Fallon's future also reflects a bigger shift happening across the entire late-night TV world. Traditional talk shows face-growing challenges as audiences, especially younger viewers, move toward platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and streaming services where content is shorter, faster, and often more informal. This means that even established hosts with long-term contracts can no longer take their positions for granted. Networks are under pressure to cut costs and innovate, which sometimes means shaking up even their safest bets. Fallon's remark, whether a joke or a genuine worry, highlights how no one in late night is completely immune from the changing media landscape. It's a reminder that the days of guaranteed TV dominance are fading. Hosts need to connect with audiences in new ways and stay relevant in a crowded, rapidly evolving space. This evolving dynamic is not just about jobs or ratings. It also speaks to the future of entertainment itself. How shows adapt to new platforms and shifting viewer habits will shape what late-night TV looks like in the coming years. For fans and industry insiders alike, watching how Fallon navigates this uncertain moment will be a key story in understanding the future of television comedy. So, what's next for Jimmy Fallon? Will he find new ways to connect with viewers? Can he keep his spot in a tough, changing industry? Fans will be watching closely, and so will the networks. For now, Fallon's honesty gives us a glimpse behind the curtain of late-night TV, a world full of talent and humor, but also uncertainty.